Hello everyone, this is ICBs here and today we are going to be talking about Daredevil Born Again. Now I had already made a video a couple of days ago reviewing the first two episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and in that review I was fairly positive. And in my review I said that it was a step in the right direction for Marvel, at least tonally, which is a big thing for Marvel, and I did like the overall look and feel of the show. But at the time when I watched the two episodes, I hadn't really watched Daredevil's third season. And the reason why I didn't watch it was because I was busy. I know it's a really good season. I watched it. I understand now. Life is not an excuse for not watching the third season of Daredevil. But I still watched the two episodes of Daredevil Born Again only because Marvel said that you don't need to watch like the whole Daredevil seasons that came before it. So I thought, hey, why not? I should watch it. So I did. And even though like Marvel said you don't need to watch it, I felt like a lot of things were missing for me. And I thought, hey, like there's still a few days when the next episodes are going to be coming out, so it's a good time for me to watch the third season. And it's very rare for me to just start and finish the entire season in one go, and I watched it and it was really good. Like I am baffled like why I slept on it for so long. But after watching the third season, I have somewhat changed my opinion on Daredevil Born Again. In fact, I think that it's baffling that the way Marvel is making it right now. Before I talk about Daredevil Born Again, I need you guys to understand one thing, and that is the purpose of Daredevil's third season. And it is that in the third season, Matt is all about discovering himself, and he's losing faith, and he's not trusting people around him, and he's, lost altogether. He's, contemplating murder of Wilson Fisk, and he's dealing with that very roughly. So the whole season is about Matt's journey to find himself again and find what it means to be Daredevil. But then you have to realize this is exactly what Disney is doing right now. Daredevil Born Again. And it is absolutely baffling the choices that they made literally at the beginning of the first episode. Like I have two things I really hate that Marvel did right now, and that is the first thing that I already talked about, that where Marvel is doing the same thing about Matt's journey to find himself. A third season was already about that, so you don't really want to be repeating that. And the second thing that I really don't like is that the third season took it very seriously when Matt was contemplating the murder of Wilson Fisk. Like it was really difficult decision because Wilson Fisk was an immovable force, like you could not go against him. So many people tried in that show to go against Wilson, and Wilson just came out on top, and it made you lose faith. It made you think that you could try literally anything and you couldn't beat him. Wilson Fisk was that powerful in that season, and it felt like the only way to get rid of him was to murder him. But and that's what Matt was thinking of doing. But like it's the entire dilemma of that season to where Matt is restraining himself from doing something so horrible. And then you have Daredevil Born Again, where Matt in literally the first few seconds of the episode kills someone, and that someone was Bullseye. And now he didn't really die, but still Matt made the choice to murder someone. That is insanity. Like that was the whole point of the third season. Like we already went through that emotional journey and we knew how big of a thing it is for Matt to take a life, and then in literally the first episode Matt chooses to take someone's life. That is insanity. But yeah, like obviously I understand that Foggy died, but still I have no idea. Like in the entire third season of Daredevil, Foggy was always about being on the right path. You could say that Foggy was Matt's North Star. Foggy was guiding Matt in that entire season. One of the things that I really didn't like about season 3, it's very surprising even though season 3 is really good, it's that Matt never really wore the Daredevil's costume. And now I understand that it is all about discovering himself and trying to find himself, but as a Daredevil fan, I'm here to watch Daredevil do Daredevil things. But that entire show, Matt didn't really wear the costume. But it is understandable, Matt is going through a journey, and the Daredevil suit is already being used by the villain, which is Bullseye. And when you really think about it, we only have had one season where Daredevil actually wears his costume, and that's the second season of Daredevil. In the first season of Daredevil, he never really wore the costume. I think he just got that costume, and then in the second season he actually starts wearing it, which is great. Like, we finally get to have some good old fun action in, you know, the second season of Daredevil. And then you have the third season again where Matt doesn't wear the costume, which I think does limit his fighting abilities, because I think the costume does provide him some protection from attacks. So yeah, and then you would assume, okay, we've been through that journey again. It was a rough journey, but it's all right. You will have season 4 again, and then you will go on another journey where Matt will wear his costume and then he's going to go and fight people. And then Disney makes another season where Matt is again discovering himself. He's let go of, you know, his Daredevil days, and, you know, he's just doing the lawyer stuff, and that sucks. You know, like, that sucks where Matt has to go through this journey over and over again. You can't ignore how great season 3 was, and you can't redo what season 3 tried to do already, and season 3 did it really great. I'm not sure how Marvel will handle that, and it's kind of really funny when you think about it. Like, how many times are you going to make this poor man be born again? Like, the poor man has been born already like 4 or 5 times. Like, move on to different stories, Marvel. You don't want to have this guy be born again and again and again. It's really tiring, you know. But for now, moving on to Daredevil Born Again, I really hope that towards the end of the third or the fourth episode, I really hope that Matt takes on his costume and he goes and fight the bad guys, and we finally get some action. But this is Marvel we're talking about, and Marvel has always disappointed me. This kind of gives me a little bit of a deja vu when I was watching Secret Invasion, and while I was watching that show, I always hoped, like, towards the end of this episode Nick Fury will do something, or maybe towards the end of this episode Nick Fury will do actually something amazing. And then when the finale came, I was like, okay, this is it. Nick Fury is going to go all out and he's going to finally double cross everyone, and he's going to come out on top. But that didn't really happen. That show was absolute travesty through and through. But yeah, I'm just getting that deja vu vibe with this season. I really hope that this season is actually really good. Otherwise, I would be very traumatized, because Marvel has burnt me so many times. But this time I finally have some hope, and I really hope that that hope is not squandered again. But yeah, those are my thoughts for now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, it's time for a goodbye.